Hi, today I figured I'll do a product review. This is a Victorinox Deluxe Tinker. I bought this thing about 35 years ago. It's old. I'm going to start out with the obvious items, which is the knife blade. And this is I believe they call it clip point, drop point, something like that. Anyway, this blade length is about 2 7/16 inches from the tip down to right here. And this is the large blade. The small blade is 1.5 inches. So those are two functions right there. I'll get to the more common functions that are on a pocket knife. One being cap lifter. This cap lifter also incorporates right here a 5mm flat blade screwdriver, and right here this little notch is a wire stripper and bender. On the opposite end is a can opener. Oops, excuse me. It's a can opener, and it incorporates a 3mm flat blade screwdriver. These two are commonly found on most pocket knives, like the Boy Scout knife as an example. Moving on to the other functions. On the Deluxe Tinker you have this pliers. It's fairly robust considering. Inside the jaw, oops, if you can see it, I'll have to point it out. Right here is a wire cutter. It does cut wire. It won't jam up. I haven't had any problems with it in the past. Another item, scissors. These are fairly surprisingly, these are very tight. It's not loose, and they're very sharp. So fold that up, get it out of the way, and move to the other side. Right here, Phillips screwdriver. It pulls out just like that, and you get a little bit of leverage there. Other item, and this is the one I was referring to that I've yet to figure out where I could use it at, is a hook. I believe they refer to it as a multi-purpose, so wherever you have a need for a hook, we have one. It's pretty thick, so it's not a flimsy piece of wire, or metal I should say. The other item is this Reamer and awl, and if you want to call it a sewing needle you can, because the Reamer portion is right here, this edge. It's somewhat sharp. You have the hole here, so if you're trying to do any type of stitching with heavy, I'll say some cord or twine through heavy material like canvas or leather, you can do that. And the tip is very sharp. Two additional items here that most Swiss Army knives seem to have in common is the toothpick, as you can see, and on this side, a pair of tweezers. Now, as long as I've had this knife, I've actually had to replace the toothpick and the tweezers. I don't recall, it's been so long. I believe I got the replacement knives through REI, and at the time they had the replacement items, so it was pretty good. So that pretty much covers it right there. We'll add that you'll find other Swiss Army knives. The other one would be Wenger. However, their line of knives, as far as I know, is not as extensive as what the Victorinox has put out on the market. So, and I guess there's some discussion of who's the better Swiss Army knife, but I don't want to take sides here. I'm only familiar with the Victorinox here because that's all I'm owned for the most part for Swiss Army knives. I have other Swiss Army knives, but they're also all Victorinox products. For as many functions that this knife has, the one thing that this does not have, and because of the size, let me put a ruler up so you can see, is that this thing's just in and around a little more than 3.5 inches long. But because of its thickness, it doesn't have any locking features like the multi-tools have now. And if you were to put locks on this thing will really get really thick just to accommodate those locks. So that was one of the reasons they probably not incorporate such an item. Otherwise, for just general day-to-day use, light work, this is the perfect item. These do come with a pouch on some of them, but for me, this just slips into my pocket and that's it. As far as price goes anywhere from $45 up to $50. $50 being what Victorinox is quoted as selling it on their site. You can find lower prices. Be careful of, I'll say, copies or knockoffs. That will occur, so just be aware of that. Victorinox and Wenger, their Swiss Army knives are high quality, and it's quite obvious when you open it up. As you can see now, like I said, this is 35 years old. See the finish? It's hard to believe that old still looks that good. The only thing that's got some wear and tear, of course, are the scales on the side here, and that's, of course, they're just plastic. But even so, it's lasted this long, so good. It's a good product, and that's all I have for you.
I hope you enjoyed doing this clip. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Check the description for more info. Let me know your thought in the comments, and see you again in other videos.